Holy hell, I am in Los Angeles at the world famous Rainbow Bar and Grill. How in the world did I get here? And do we have people in the audience? And if you hear that, it is unbelievable here. Welcome to Hair Metal Chaos Live with the Guru and Rachelle. My name is Anthony. They call me the Guru. And Stevie, well, shit, he's right over here. But we're going to get him here in a minute. But this is episode number 10. And we can't thank you enough for making the show really become something special. We've done 9 shows so far. We've had special guests like Bobby Brown of Cherry Pie fame, in show number 6, Wednesday 13 of the Murder Dolls, in show number 8, and legendary rock photographer Mark Weiss last week. And today we are here at the Rainbow Bar and Grill, and there is a ton of amazing people here, and a ton. There you go. There you go. There you go. I'm paying them to do that. I'm paying them to do that. And there is a ton of amazing shit happening this week, and we're going to talk all about it. We're going to be taking questions, talking to the audience, and it's going to be fucking fantastic. So let's get to it. But remember, you come for the hair metal, but you stay for the chaos. And the chaos begins right after this. And the world's most famous dog on YouTube is Charlie. And Charlie is pissed that I'm here. Anyway, here we got Stevie Rachelle. Stevie, welcome to the show.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Anthony. I'm stoked. This is number 10. And to everybody out there in Wonderland, in YouTube land, from Europe to South America and Australia and England, of course, all over the United States and Canada, thank you for tuning in. And thank you to everybody that came down to the Sunset Strip tonight for our first ever live appearance on show number 10. Thank you so much to everybody, Big Mike and everybody at the Whiskey and the Rainbow, Jake, all the staff, all of you for helping us out and coming down. And hey, here we are, number 10.
Yeah. And I've said this before. 35 years ago, in 1991, I go to a store called Musicland in West Acres Mall. I buy the Tough What Comes Around Goes Around cassette, and a bunch of my friends are like, "Why are you listening to that pussy shit?" Just kidding, Stevie. And I become this massive fan. I'm telling everybody that I discovered like the next band that is going to be big on MTV. And 35 years later, well, 32 years later, I start this YouTube channel. And about a year and a half ago, you and I start texting, and you start sharing stuff. The interviews that I do, you're doing stories on my channel, and I'm telling my friends, I'm like, look, this guy like does his own hair metal page, the world famous Metal Sludge, and here he is promoting me, where some people would be like, well, fuck that guy. I mean, this is my domain. And we have become, I mean, I kid you not, you become one of my best friends. We talk all the time. And to do this show with you for 10 shows, and now today to meet you outside the Rainbow Bar and Grill and to be live here is just amazing. So Stevie, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for everything you've done for me and this channel and this genre. I think he deserves a big round of applause for all that.
Look at me. Look at me. Dude, I love you.
Man, that is no doubt. That is no doubt.
Honestly, about 4 years ago, I started dating this girl.
Oh,
And
here we go.
I knew Stephanie for 25 years. We were always friends, and at some point we started dating and hung out, and something just clicked. And with you, something clicked. Honey, I'm sorry. I,
That's right.
but no, seriously, Anthony.
So what time are we going to your guys' place tonight? Because we did stop at the drugstore beforehand just in case. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Seriously though, dude, you're awesome. I love you. I love your channel, and obviously I've been pushing it for about a year or more, year and a half. Then at some point, 3, 4 months ago, we started talking. We came up with this idea, and it's great. And you obviously are helping keep the flag flying. I'm doing metal sludge. You're doing, hair metal guru, and together we have no hair, but we're doing hair metal chaos. So give
Amen.
it up for
Amen.
Anthony Bryant, the hair metal guru, so we can hear you.
There you go. Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. And you know what? For me, it always came down to the music, and I just started doing this because Patrick Reeves says, "Dude, the echo. Hey, let us know in the comments how this is sounding." Because this is our first time ever doing something at a live event where we're not just sitting in our homes. So I'm going to go in the comments and I'm going to see what people are saying. Somebody just said, "Get a room." Well, maybe we will. Maybe we will. Stevie, you're paying for it though, because I had to pay for a flight here. So I'm hearing that there might be some echo, and here's why that might be. It might be because we are so close
Right.
together that you might be hearing two different things. And somebody is saying that the echo is annoying. Stevie, what our options are, I think, is we could try to go without these AirPods, in which case we would just be talking into our computer, or else we're just going to have to keep going. And Brian Linville says, "Just kiss already. You two are great." Thank you, Brian Linville. That's going to need a holy shit. And we do have a super chat. So what do you want to try? Is it pretty bad, you guys? Like, so I think I'm gonna mute. I think I'm gonna take this off,
Okay.
and I'm gonna see what happens. So
So
you
we'll give
hang
it a
like that
shot.
for a second. Okay, now how about the sound? Because I was just muted, but I might be good now. Francis Grimp says, "Fuck, now can't hear shit," which is always fun to say here on YouTube. Are you guys hearing me now? Is anybody listening? Am I coming through?
In the comments, that is, not here.
Danny says, "You're back." Zachary Attackery says, and Chris Myers says, "Perfect." So maybe this is better. Stevie, you've taken off your
Yes,
AirPods?
I have. So can you
Okay.
hear me? Can you hear Stevie? This is Stevie talking now.
So right now, what I'm doing is I'm hearing you right here, which is fine, as
But
long
can
as
they
the
hear
audience.
Can the audience hear me there?
I'm seeing yes better. I'm hearing sounds good. I'm seeing Dean Kinney says, "Hey Anthony, how are you liking LA?" And we're gonna get to these
Yeah, we're
questions.
not getting into that.
But I think this is good right now.
Okay.
I think we are better right now. I'm gonna keep. Stevie has an echo. More echo on Stevie. Stay with me. We got 343 people at one time. So Stevie's gonna work on his echo, and Patrick says perfect. So I'm gonna. Here's what I'm gonna do. Is I'm gonna
keep
get.
rolling. I'm gonna
gonna
restart.
keep rolling,
See if I can
and
run
he's
my
gonna
echo.
restart his computer. So let me go to my notes, and I'm gonna fill you in because I'm gonna let you guys know what is going on this week. So my buddy Jeremy Lauer, who is a teacher in North Dakota, is over here, And he and I took off from Fargo at 5 a.m. this morning and flew into Minneapolis. I was freezing my balls off because I haven't flown in like 10 years. Nobody told me that planes are constantly freezing. And hopefully it's okay if I say balls. Are there any families here? So anyway, I was freezing, but we flew to Minneapolis. We had a short layover, and then we flew from Minneapolis to Los Angeles. We got to Los Angeles at about 10:30, 11 a.m. We are at what the hell is that hotel called?
Hotel Burbank.
At Hotel Burbank, and hey, if you want my room number, I'm just kidding. I'm in room 719. Just kidding. So we got in early, and we have been talking with Stevie. We met here at the Rainbow at about 3:30, and so obviously we're in the show right now, and Stevie is back in.
Check 1 2.
And people, let us know in the comments. If you are hearing him fine, I'm going to go in the comments and see what I'm hearing.
Is my echo gone?
Is his echo gone? Stevie's laptop has a better connection, he says. Just both get on his. There is still an echo and a delay, but it's definitely because of you being so close together. I wonder if I moved over somewhere. And maybe that would help. So in the comments, still a lot of echo on Stevie.
Okay, so let me go into my
No worse echo. So Stevie echoes. So I'm going to keep telling you what is going on this week. So for me, and this is not for everybody, but tomorrow, Wednesday, July 22nd, Jeremy and I are going to be going to a tough rehearsal. And I'll tell you this right now, that we might have a surprise activity on Wednesday or on Thursday that I can't tell you about until it actually happens. But it might involve a major rock star from the scene. And if it doesn't happen, nobody can hold me to it because I'm not going to say his name. Anyway, that could be happening on Thursday. On Thursday night, we will be at...
You're going to Axl Rose's house?
I'm going to Axl Rose's house, and Slash is going to be there, and we're going to get Izzy in, and Steven's going to hang out. It's going to be the greatest thing ever. So, but Thursday night, we will be at the Whiskey A Go-Go, and Tough will be headlining that show, and I know that American Jet Set and Foxy Rocks are going to be opening that show, and there's going to be a couple other bands. I know that Tough is going on at 11 p.m. that night, and we want to get as many people to that show as possible. Anybody know what the attendance, what the whiskey can seat? Like how many people can? 350. So I am hoping that, what are you hoping for, Stevie?
I'm hoping for a couple hundred. It's a Thursday night.
It's a Thursday night, and I know that Steelheart is playing the Whiskey A Go-Go the next night, but damn it, let's try to get 250, 300 people to the Whiskey A Go-Go Thursday night. Like I said, Tough goes on at 11. And if you follow what's been going on the channel, and once we get Stevie here and good, we're going to give you some updates. But Thursday night after Tough, I'm sure many people are going to be heading to the Viper Room. Tommy London from SiriusXM is hosting, I can't remember exactly what it's called, but like $5 concert. Tommy London's $5 rock show. And and I'm new to this, but the Viper Room is right next to the Whiskey. And Fire and Ice, the band that features John Tora, who went viral. How many fans of John Tora here? John Tora, who went viral on Instagram last week for his Quiet Riot tryout videos after Jizzy Pearl announced that he is leaving the band. John Tora does these tryouts. Everybody's like, holy shit, it's Kevin Dubrow reincarnated. A bunch of people, myself, Stevie Rachelle, Ricky Rocket, Tracy Guns, tons of people in the music community, Tommy London, Vinny Appice. Yes, all of these people have come out and are supporting this guy. So anyway, we did an interview this week, and his band Fire and Ice are going to be playing at the Viper Room at 1 a.m. Probably an hour, 50 minutes after Tough finishes up your show. So if you are looking for rock and roll entertainment and you want to keep the scene alive, well, number one, your ass should be here at the Rainbow, and then come hang out with us. And I think Stevie is fixing his audio issues. Stevie, do we hear you?
See how it is now. Keep an eye on the comments. I'll just talk a little bit.
You talk.
Let the people out there know. Give us your opinion. How do I sound? I adjusted my Realtek mic here with a few adjustments.
Still a little low.
It's low or it's echoing?
Well,
Yep.
somebody said you put in your earpods, but Anthony don't have his in.
Oh, we could try that. And I did brought back my volume down a little bit just because. So
Stevie, when you were on your computer, did you make sure that what StreamYard was connected to was your computer? Okay.
because there's obviously different options on the audio. So I guess we're gonna.
Yeah, still low and echoing.
Let me go to.
I am.
Try my
Yep.
You go without.
I am. Yep. And I am starring some comments because we are definitely going to get you guys into the show. People are wondering who is the picture behind me. That is my best friend and Stevie's best friend, Sebastian Bach.
Sebastian Bach!
Stevie,
Hold it! I can't see the wall. I thought that was Eric Grunwald.
hey, is that Eric Gronwald? And hey, Stevie, you know what really might fix our problem if we needed to, is that you might just have to come sit closer to me and we just go on one computer. That might be the option. Plus, I know you wanted to sit next to me anyway, because I'll be honest, when we first met and he hugged me, he just pulled me in close and he said, "Never let go." And it was a nice, beautiful moment. So do you want to slide over here?
So we're taking these off?
Yeah. And you're just going to talk into the computer like I'm doing. We have 378 people here. That is phenomenal. 378 people. And we are going to get to some questions. And Stevie's got to, Hey, when you get to be 60, you move a little bit slower than the average guy. Now, me, I'm only 53. So I got 7 years.
Said, we need proof they're in the same room.
We are in the same room. Here, can you just slide
I
over this
think
way?
that's good. Let me.
Let's-
no, I'm gonna
yeah,
go this
you
way.
move that
This is
shit.
this is my penis pump and a bunch of stuff.
He's got to move his penis pump,
My girlfriend makes me use it.
amongst other things. Hey, here we go. Let's see how is that working. There we go. Let's remove him.
Let's just. Yeah.
I'm going to remove that from the screen.
And we're gonna give us a little bit more lighting.
This
so we
is
look more
so.
Hollywood.
There's a lot of words I want to say right now that probably wouldn't go over well in 2026 for the way we're sitting right now. But Stevie,
Everybody said much
hey,
better.
okay, all right. Hey, I owe you $10 later. Okay. I want to see in the comments how this is sounding.
A little room. You should go to your left a little bit. This is,
Okay.
Or I'm gonna be
All
on
right.
your lap, one or the other.
All right. Okay.
What's that
We
weird-
are in the same room. And Anthony Payne says that works. And we have
Better?
questions galore. Is that better? And thank you guys. We have 398 people. We are going to be hitting
We're gonna hit
400.
400. Let's talk
That
about
is-
everybody that came down today, and we're
yes.
gonna give away.
Let's give away some stuff.
This stuff is courtesy of our friend Jason Mute
Yes.
at Laser Engrave, and he made us just a grip load of these awesome Hair Metal Chaos, the Guru and Rachelle dog tags. He made little leather wrist straps, Hair Metal Chaos for the girls. Of course, some of these little trinket bracelets, red, black. We got, where's the rest? I can't see. Okay, yeah, and we have Schneid, you're pretty cute.
That?
And so, yeah,
pretty cute.
Anthony, let's put this on you so you look heavy metal.
There you go. Crank that on.
Or you should maybe wear the girl one. I'll
Hey,
wear
you
the
know
girl
what?
one.
Hey, Mike Schneider is over here. He and Stevie were in a band together. Exciter. in Wisconsin, and I just met Stevie right like today. But the first time I met Mike Schneider, he sent me a picture of him without a shirt on. Remember that? It was actually a video. It was video of Schneider shirtless, so I felt kind of awkward when I met him. I'm like, do I buy you a coffee, or do you take me home and I meet your parents or something?
So a little while later, we'll bring Schneids up for a quick minute and say hi. But Mike Schneider's in the house. The guy that, I will tell you this, Mike Schneider was the guy that brought me into Exciter for my first band before I was in Tough in 1985.
Hell yeah.
And you know what my stage name was then? Steve Loxes.
Loxes. That's sexual spelled backwards, if you didn't know. If you didn't know. And here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take some questions. And I'm going to try to get these super chats. We're definitely going to get questions from the audience. But I want to get these super chats. Then we always do like a little bit of update of what's going on in Metal Sludge, what's going on the channel. And there's a lot of stuff happening. And we're going to take questions on the show. But I'm going to go into these super chats just to get them out of the way. Chris Bergloff, who is a great friend of mine in Minot, North Dakota. And so we went to a couple concerts in Fargo. So here's his question. He says, greetings, Guru. Oh, and let me put that up on the thing. Greetings, Guru and Stevie. And I got to say hi to my buddy Jeremy, too. Have fun in LA and don't do anything I wouldn't do. Hey, I just want you guys to know that on our flight here, Jeremy did enter the Mile High Club. Unfortunately, it was by himself, but I was outside the bathroom cheering him on as he went. So, but he says, don't do anything I wouldn't do. I'm going to have you guys know that I'm going to do everything possible that I will be allowed to do. So if you have any cool shit, let's do it. But he says, I'll be watching live tonight from Minot. Have fun and have a kick-ass show. You always do. Chris Bergloff, thank you so much.
Thank you, Chris.
Yes. And this, people always say like, hey, I want to get my questions answered. We have 420 people in here, so we want to get to as many people in the comments, but when people do a super chat and they're saying, hey, I want to help you guys create more content, we kind of got to do those. So anyway, we will try to get to as many questions as you can.
And just to give you guys an idea, if you're new listening, I think the first show we did, the comments within the 2-hour context was almost 2,000, right?
Yes,
it was like
almost
1,905 comments.
Yeah.
Which, if you break that down, it's literally a comment comes in every 3 to 5 seconds. So in a matter of me telling one of my stories, which can go so long that Anthony has to hit the gong.
Yeah, where is that thing?
To tell me
where is that
to
thing?
stop talking. There could be like 50 or 80 comments that come in. So we always can't get to every single one of them. And they're usually, the questions can be crazy, like, did you ever do this? Did you ever do that? Stevie, have you ever went on stage without a headband? Crazy stuff, which, we can't always get to those. So,
did you ever pee your pants on stage?
I didn't, but
Really?
but Fergie did, and it made me like her a lot more.
That's right. That's right. Hey, there's nothing wrong with having the occasional fetish. It's okay. All right. Let's get to our second super chat. And holy shit, Patrick, and I would be, crazy. I would be remiss if I didn't say that I can be kind of a lazy fuck.
Right.
Unfortunately, but Patrick is a driving force behind the scene. He's always like, hey, what do we got going? Hey, you want me to schedule this? Here, I'll contact the Roundtable Crews. He does so much behind the scene. I'll never be able to thank him for that. Patrick says, dreams come true, folks. Hard work, determination, humility, and drive takes you places. Love you guys. Kick ass. Let's give Patrick a big round of applause.
Thank you, Patrick.
Thank you. Colonel Patrick, the Colonel, and Patrick and I, and I'll get into this a little bit later too, but man, for the last 10 years, I haven't done shit. And starting this channel has opened up so many relationships, so many people that I've met, and I have done more stuff. So here we're at the Rainbow. In August, I will be in Gatlinburg, Tennessee at Monsters on the Mountain. Next May, be hanging out with you at the Monsters of Rock Cruise 2027. So anyway, this channel has just been a life-changing thing for me. Patrick, thank you for always helping us move forward, because that's what you've done. So,
And a shout out to Patrick and all the other guys on the channel that step in as well. Jeremy, Ryan, Stone,
who else?
the drummer
Boy Jones. Drummer Boy Jones.
And at this point, you've done how many interviews over the last 3 years? Is it
like 110?
110, and there's 500-600 videos on the channel,
Yep.
all kinds of stuff.
Yep.
The channel's been growing by leaps and bounds. You got picked up by People Magazine for an article. Of course, you've gotten the Blabbermouth posts and the Sludge, and you got more guys and publicists reaching out to you that want to do interviews. He's got some really cool stuff in the mix that we don't usually blow the load until it's ready to blow, but there's going to be some great interviews coming. If you want to talk about a couple of them, keep a few of them in your back pocket. You got some great interviews coming up on the channel.
Well, one that I will be putting out shortly is the interview with Big John, who was on Rock of Love and was Poison's security guard. A lot of cool behind-the-scenes stuff about what it was like working with Poison and what it was like when he was on Rock of Love, because he said he even had his own fame issue and kind of let the girls and the drugs and the alcohol get out of control. That's kind of happening with me since this channel hit 20,000 subscribers. I'm just kidding. No drugs and alcohol. Though there might be a girl in the picture, but who knows? Well, let me just say.
I'm telling
Hi,
Charlie.
Tammy. Hi, Tammy. Yeah, it's Charlie. By the way, she does like it doggy style, in case you were wondering. Just kidding. Let's move on to the next question, and we'll get through a couple more of these. Then we're going to do our update. Our three updates about Metal Sludge, Hair Metal Guru. I'm so glad we figured out the sound issue. 450 people. Holy shit.
Tell everybody else to come on and join us. We got to break 500. We had our highest date simultaneously with 480 something with Wednesday 13, which, by the way, Wednesday's now become a good friend of the Guru's. I've known Wednesday since he came out with the Murder Dolls 20 some years ago. He's an awesome guy. He's an awesome performer. He's going to be on the cruise next year as well, and he's going to probably be hanging out with us on Friday night at our VIP party.
Exactly. And rumor has it, I think he's coming to the whiskey. I don't want to say for sure. He told me that he was thinking about that, but hopefully we will be seeing Wednesday 13 this week. Donnie 190 Grain Ratliff. I don't know where people come up with these names, but that's pretty interesting. Greetings from Spartanburg, South Carolina. Awesome. Sounds like shit, but keep going. I think this was a little bit ago, so apparently that's it sounds like shit, but just keep going. That's all right. I don't worry about it if it sounds like shit, as long as it works for me.
Feels like shit, but keep going.
That's right. It'll be over soon. Chicken Snake says, Stevie, Allison Rouse says hello. You should have her on the show. I don't know who that is.
Allison, what is the...
Allison
is she
Rouse.
from a band? I don't know who that is.
Anybody know who that is?
Allison Rouse.
Allison Krauss, maybe? I don't think she's hair metal. Isn't she like folk rock?
Who is Allison Krauss?
I don't know.
I thought they were going to say Allison from Metal Babe.
Allison Krauss is a country singer.
Yeah.
So I don't know who Allison, but Chicken Snake, thank you so much. Really do appreciate that. And let's move on to Hobo Raider. Says, fun fact, GNR gave Soundgarden their first chance. That is an interesting fact. They did tour together. And we are in the Guns N' Roses.
I was going to say, do you know where we're sitting?
The Guns N' Roses booth.
We're sitting in the booth where they filmed a bunch of the segments for November Rain with Axl and Gilby and the band. So we're in one of those booths, and to my right is what they call the Slash booth.
No, that's me.
So, which is full of some amazing women, and most of these booths are full with all these people enjoying pizza and food at the Rainbow.
Yeah.
Is everybody still with us at the Rainbow? I need to know. Okay, just checking.
Hey, if you ever see me like my eyes raised and I go, it's because that's when Stevie has his hand on my leg. Just so you know. It's okay, Stevie. I don't care. All right, a couple more. And make sure you let me know if I miss any. Super TN44, LA versus Fargo. Really no difference, right, Guru? So I'll tell you a story. Jeremy and I were driving in LA, and I turned to him and I go, you know what? Los Angeles must be the friendliest place on earth. Imagine 4 million people all wanting to live together.
Right.
That was supposed to be a joke.
I don't get it.
That was from Crocodile Dundee.
Okay,
if you didn't know that line. Anyway,
I don't watch crocodile movies.
he doesn't watch. I know what kind of movies you watch.
When the crocodile hunter died, I stopped with the crocodiles.
Right.
I was bummed. I liked him. He was awesome.
Anyway, it's a huge culture shock because Fargo is about 120,000 people, and there's like one little music store, and I get here and truthfully, all my entire life I wanted to be involved with this music, however it was. I even remember when I was Sludge. I was in Iraq in 2003, and I was the Sludgeaholic of the month in like March of 2004 when I was over in Iraq. And I had so many people write me after they did that interview. And I remember thinking, like, if I could do something with metal sludge, that would top my life off. So anyway, now that stuff is happening times 10, but I just wanted to be involved with this music. So to come here and be at the world famous Rainbow, and to be going to my first Tough show and my first time at the Whiskey, and I'm not going to get emotional because everyone's staring at me and I'm starting to feel kind of fucking weird. But it could almost make me emotional for all of this stuff to happen. So anyway, yeah.
Well, let me just say this, and I know you've talked about this on the channel, and I know a lot of the people watching know this. Maybe some don't, and maybe some of you here don't. But this man served the country for 22 years. Multiple tours of duty in Iraq, Kosovo. At some point, his term was up. What is everybody doing that's in the military when they're in Afghanistan or Iraq and they tell you you're going home on September 5th? Is everybody just counting the days to leave?
Yes.
You know what he did? I want to stay. Yeah. He went to his superiors and said, can I stay more? And they came up with, they said, well, if you want to clean tanks, you want to clean equipment. So he stayed even longer. Then when he got home, he went into the school profession. He became a teacher for 12 years. So this guy has been in the military, he's been a teacher, he still coaches basketball, and along the way, he's been a diehard hair metal fan. He knows more about McQueen Street and Sleazebees and Rhino Bucket and all those bands, and he started doing this because he loves it. This is a good man. He's a father. He's a recovering addict. Talked about his sobriety, which is July 4th.
2004.
22 years sober. And he's a good guy. So, and as I became friends with him, I saw that even more, and we're here today. Awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's not start crying, okay?
Yeah, let's not turn this into a cry fest. Okay. Let's get through these. Who is Ash's Antics, who has been a fan and a supporter of the channel.
Thank you so much,
forever. Pick a Bach behind Guru. So I was going to say that next year on the Monsters of Rock cruise, I heard that Sebastian Bach wants to talk to you.
He wanted to talk to me the last time, but when I approached him, he wasn't happy. So
right.
We didn't really talk.
I'm sure he's going to love both of us on the cruise. It's going to be awesome. So I will. And let me just say, hey, man, my life now is about like all the things that I used to say, oh, I wish I could do a Monsters of Rock cruise. I wish I would go to LA, and I would always find an excuse to not do it. And sometimes it's money. We don't always have the money, but man, if you have a way,
I'll pay for everything.
That sounds good. Sounds good. I know what I have to do to pay you back. It's okay. I stopped at Walgreens before I got here. Just kidding. But man, if you have a way, come hang with us on the Monsters of Rock cruise.
Or Monsters on the Mountain.
Or Monsters on the Mountain. Come Thursday. And because I've really discovered that all the things that I skipped doing over my life, those are the big regrets I have. When I look back and go, I almost did this and I didn't. Well, as far as I'm concerned, I'm done doing that. So it's time to start
Awesome.
LIVIN. Living. Okay. Let's get to the next couple, and then we're going to get people in
And
here.
we're gonna go top 3 as well.
Top
We have
3,
them
and
on
then
the
we're going to
channel
get
and-
people in here. Question for both of you. What's your dream Sunset Strip show? What band and what year?
You go first.
Well, I'll just say until Drew Rose from Wildside called me Hair Metal Bob about 20 minutes ago. I used to really like Wildside until then. But I would have said my dream concert that I actually could have potentially gone to but didn't was Wildside, Roxy Blue, and Babylon AD in '92.
Awesome.
But I'll throw out there that if I could have seen Tough and Britney Fox in 1990, that would have been one. So anyway,
That was awesome. You know, for me, I don't know. It's hard to say. You know, I guess, you know, as a younger man in my teens, late teens, when I first discovered Motley, it would have been like seeing Motley Crue or Rat at the Troubadour or the Whiskey.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and then as time went along, you know, some of my own shows were awesome, and they're the reason I'm here 39 years later, you know, and counting. Next year will be the 40th year since I moved here and joined Tough. There's been a million shows in 25 plus countries around the world on 4 continents. And I've played a show once in France in front of 25 people, which was amazing.
right.
You know, and I played a show in Germany in an arena with 3,500 people, which was amazing. So there could be 10, 20 people, or there could be 2,000 or 3,000. I've never had the opportunity to play in front of, you know, a stadium yet or a sold-out arena. But, you know, along the way, a lot of those small shows were dreams as well, and they were awesome.
So, some of the best shows I ever went to, and I hate to say it, but were when the scene was dying down and suddenly you got to be close to your favorite bands.
Right.
And I felt bad for the bands in 1995 and 1996 when they were back playing club shows, but you know, you got to talk to these guys, and
then
so
you ended up on stage.
And then
when
you-
Janie Lane
Yes.
saw you in the crowd,
Yep.
saw your tattoo, put you on stage, and
Yep.
there's a video of it on the internet.
Yeah, it's
of
on-
Janie
it's on
bringing
YouTube.
Anthony, stopping the show, talking about Anthony's tattoos, and then they took you on the bus
Yep.
and poured alcohol down your
and
throat.
got
until
me
you-
wasted. Wasted.
Rest in peace to Janie.
Yes, yes. Let's get a couple more here. Okay, somebody, Donnie says, okay, that's perfect. Donnie, 190 grain Ratliff says, okay, that's perfect. I think he's talking about the sound. Thank you, Donnie.
Much better. Okay.
Jordan Skoll says, keep your hands above the table. Hey, he finished like 7 minutes ago, so it's good. Just kidding. Just kidding. Jeez.
Just kidding, I'm still going.
That's right. That's right. Hold on. Okay. And we're going to get through, and you guys, thank you for your patience. Stevie, you may not have played to a huge stadium full of people, but you have done Hair Metal Chaos Live to 450 people.
We need to
and
get it
that's-
over 500, so everybody tell
Is there
2
a-
friends to log on.
There you go. Keith Ryan Cartwright says, when is the last time Stevie drove all the way to Hollywood twice in 3 days?
Yeah, he's right. Yeah, and I'm going to have to drive here again. I was actually here the weekend. I played with Poisonous.
Yes.
Which is the Poison tribute from Australia. I got up and did a few songs with them on Friday night. It was great. Maddie B and the guys are awesome. And then on Saturday, I was hanging out at the Crew Fest, which was awesome. And that night, I saw for the first time, there's a girl singer named Charlotte LaRue.
Yes.
23
Holy shit.
years old. Google her. Charlotte LaRue. She's on Facebook. She's on Instagram. She's an amazing singer. And you're going to be hearing about her. I guarantee it.
Had you heard of her before
Never
that
heard
night?
of her. Never heard of her.
He's texting me clips that night, and he's like, dude, check this girl out.
The entire Whiskey. I've seen a lot of shows here. I've seen a lot of bands. I've seen a young talent. What happened after every? I mean, the place roared. The
Yeah.
place roared.
Right.
She was doing Maiden, Dio, Whitesnake, Guns N' Roses, and the thing is, she looks like what Lisa Loeb would look
Yes.
like, with glasses, kind of unassuming, small, frail, but her voice is massive. It's like Sebastian Bach in his prime meets Axl in his prime, meets Coverdale, meets Ronnie James Dio, and she's about 95 pounds. You're going to be hearing about Charlotte LaRue. I guarantee it. She's an amazing singer.
Yes, exactly.
Unbelievable.
All right. Brian Linville, y'all rule. Say hi to the call. Oh, I thought he said call girls. I'm like, I haven't seen any call girls yet. I'm sure Jeremy's been out looking for them. But he said say hi to the Cali girls, not the call girls. So Cali girls.
Where's all the Cali girls?
Cali girls. Cali girls. Yes. And where's all the call girls? No? Okay. All right. Okay. All right.
Not you, Schneids.
I brought a ton of ones, just so you guys know. Just kidding. All right. Parlock 40 says, how's the food there? We are going to find out after the show. How's the food at the Rainbow? Awesome. Apparently the pizza is fantastic. And I went to the bathroom a little bit ago and I smelled it and I was like, holy buckets. I smelled the pizza, not the bathroom.
Yeah, walking towards the kitchen is what you meant.
Walking
You
towards
weren't
the
smelling
kitchen.
Pizza in the bathroom.
And Stomach Turning Thrush 9432 says, Anthony, Stevie, Jones, Ryan, Jeremy, Patrick, Stone, I love you all. Thanks for everything you guys do. Man, thank you to those guys. All the people that tell me you guys are like hanging out with my best friends back in high school. That is the greatest comment that we can get. Thank you. Let's move on to a couple more.
Charlotte just came in the room.
Charlotte just came in.
You're
the room.
shitting.
She said, "What's up?"
She's in?
Yeah, she's
Hey,
Charlotte!
Charlotte, you're amazing.
I
Charlotte.
told her to join. She's at work.
Okay, Charlotte LaRue. We're gonna talk to.
Singer, you will
Yes, Charlotte. Hey, maybe we should do an interview.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Because I am all like.
I texted her.
Obviously, I'm
You've
about
seen a bunch
legacy
of
artists.
clips that I sent you.
Those clips were amazing. I was blown away by your voice, and if there's anything that I can do to help get the word out about you, because, when I saw John Tora, I was blown away this week, and then when I saw Charlotte LaRue, the clips you sent me, twice I was blown away by people's voice.
And I've talked to both of them, and here's the irony. Charlotte is a little tiny girl that lives on the West Coast. She's 23 years of age. Her birthday's in February, born in 2003. I
Jeez.
saw her on Saturday. John is a big husky kid from Long Island. He's 23. His birthday is in February of 2003. They were born 5 days apart.
Holy shit.
And I spoke to both of them, and I sent Charlotte John's videos, and I sent John Charlotte's videos. So... And they're both like, oh my God, he's amazing. Oh my God, she's amazing.
Yeah,
so I'm
totally.
trying to connect them as friends. Hey, they're part of the all new generation. We gotta hand the torch to the next generation of young rock and rollers.
Yep.
You know.
So
Thursday at the whiskey, so everybody come down.
Thursday at the Whiskey, we'll be seeing some of those bands, and then again Friday or Thursday after the Whiskey, when we go to the Viper Room, we'll see John Tora and his band Fire and Ice. They're going to be introduced by Tommy London from Hair Nation, Sirius XM. So come along with us to that. Lance says, try to get John Tora together with Warren DeMartini protege, Logan Stoliker. Then you will really have something. That's probably a good idea. But Lance, thank you so much for that donation. That's really cool. We got it. Holy shit. And you guys, thank you so much. And maybe we'll have to finish these super chats here in a second. So here's one more. Eden Music. Have fun in LA, guys. Hope the shows go well, Stevie. Eden Music, thank you so much. I think we're going to come back to the super chats and the questions, because we're going to do our quick update about what's going on Sludge and what's going on the Guru channel. And then we're going to talk to the people in the audience, because there is I didn't know how many people were going to be here, but there are a lot more people than I ever expected. You guys can hear them. So let us hear you. Let us hear it.
So much.
Thank you. So Stevie, what is going on Metal Sludge this week? What are you talking about this week?
Well, we've had a few updates, and it's always a sad thing to announce this, and it's literally one a week. But I want to give Jennifer Finch, who was the bassist from L7, had passed away. She just had a very harsh battle with brain cancer. She passed away a few days ago at 59. She was the bassist in L7, and she was affiliated with the Pandoras, and she was at some point in a band with Courtney Love, and she was part of that whole punk girl movement from the 80s and 90s. Let's give some love and appreciation to Jennifer Finch, who was the bassist in L7.
I bought the L7. I think it was called Bricks Are Heavy.
Bricks Are Heavy.
Because that song "Pretend We're Dead" was amazing. I just watched a big documentary on L7. I thought it was on YouTube. Fascinating story, and that's every week we have to do. You have to do something like that.
It's sad, and it's funny. She did a post, and her friends in the band, they did a post a few weeks ago or a month ago when she was going through this, and they had a GoFundMe, and they have a very popular song called Shit List.
Yeah.
And so the post by all the girls was "Cancer's on our shit list."
Right.
So rest in peace
to
Jennifer.
Yeah, absolutely. So I did multiple stories on all the singer changes last week, with John Corabi saying he was out of the Dead Daisies. It was a surprise. The Dead Daisies said, well, apparently it was on John Corabi. I did multiple videos on that. Jizzy Pearl leaving Quiet Riot, and obviously John Tora. But some of the stuff that went wild was people claiming that John Tora was using AI. Right. How many people saw the John Tora interview that I did?
Or the videos of him singing Quiet Riot on social media. They were amazing.
Yes, and I think we've all decided that John Tora is legit. That was not AI. Go check out the interview that I did with him. It dropped on Sunday. I think that thing is around 17,000 views. And like Stevie said, then this newer generation, if nobody is there to support them, then they just wither away in the wind. And it's got to be people like us who say, you know what, we grew up with this music and we have to give the new guys a shot. So check out the John Tora interview. Who is and you can just shout if you really are going, but who is going to see Fire and Ice and John Tora at the Viper Room on Thursday? Awesome. So what else you got, Stevie?
So then, changing the mood. We did a story on Mick Sweeta from the Bullet Boys.
Yeah.
They played the Picktown Palooza in Pickerington, Ohio, which is just a suburb outside of Columbus. I played it a few years ago with Quiet Riot. It was awesome. And
Keep going.
Mick Sweeta wore a pair of really tight jeans on stage, and when he went to the radio station, and on Monday, the local radio station in Columbus, the morning DJs, a couple of them were women, were all talking about Mick Sweeta's junk. And it's pretty
impressive.
It's pretty impressive, and it's pretty noticeable. And so I did a story, which was, what was my headline? What did I say? I think I had a good one, too. Bullet Bulge.
Bullet Bulge.
So, Bullet Bulge. We'll go back to that for one second, or
yep.
we lose you. Bullet Bulge. Bullet Boys guitarist Mick Sweeta creates a huge distraction at the latest Picktown Palooza Festival. And then a lot of people online said he should really change his name.
And they said he should change it to Dick Sweeta.
Yeah, so...
which is a good idea.
So, Mick, if you're watching, we suggest you change your name to Dick. Or if you could call yourself Richard Sweeta.
Richard Sweeta.
Which would be more polite.
Right.
But, yeah, so if you haven't seen it, and if you're a girl and you like those things, or if you're a guy, Schneids, if you like those things, Jeremy.
That's right.
Go to Metal Sludge and look for the Bullet Bulge article, because... And then here's what's crazy, is the radio station's talking about it, starting threads on social media, and a ton of women are like, I was at a concert 2 weeks ago, here's my photos. And everybody's got these photos of Mick's...
Mick's dick.
No, what can we call it? What do they call it? The girl's a camel toe, but the guy is called a moose knuckle.
Moose knuckle.
Yeah, so
Moose
there's
knuckle.
all these... And you don't see his face... You don't see his guitar. You only see his crotch. So all you perverted women out there, congratulations, you're all perverts. Like me and Anthony would never, we would never share pictures.
I'm disgusted.
We don't share pictures.
I
of
would never
cleavage or anything like that. But
that's horrible.
Yeah. So hey, Mick, we love you, buddy. Bullet Bulge is awesome, and change your name.
Mick is obviously a very popular guy now. I'm not sure. Mick the Dick. I'm not sure if he's single or not. But Mick, if you want, I've interviewed Mick twice. So Mick, if you want to come on and talk about something that's not Bullet Boys, you're welcome to come do that as well. So, but you know what? I've always heard that size doesn't matter. So I feel better knowing that, right? That's just what you tell yourself. That's what I tell myself. I'm like, hey, it's big enough. That's all I care about. No, okay. So we talked about Mick Sueda. Coming elsewhere, besides that, on the Hair Metal Guru YouTube channel, I'm a massive fan of Hanoi Rocks.
Awesome.
Hanoi Rocks were overseas. They finally get their chance to come over to America in 1984 with an album called Two Steps from the Move. And everyone knows the tragic story that happened. Vince Neil and Hanoi's drummer Razzle get into a wreck. Razzle dies. That's basically the end of Hanoi. Well, I had legendary bassist Sammy Yaffa on for an interview. And for me, that was like a major score to have an original member of Hanoi Rocks. So we talked for an hour and a half about the history of Hanoi. He talked about that accident, how he was invited to be in the car with those guys, but was tired, so he did not go. Right. He talked about Mick Mars being the one to wake him up and say, "Hey,
tell him what had happened."
Yes, and what I did not know before that interview was the show that they were supposed to play in Hollywood when that accident happened. That was coming up. You know who was supposed to open that show?
I don't know.
Poison.
Wow.
And how I got that verified is Ricky Rocket went into the comments of that interview and said it was Poison who was supposed to open the show. He verified that what Sammy Yaffa said. Anyway, it was an amazing interview. Sammy Yaffa is out there with Michael Monroe, his old Hanoi bandmate now. He's got a side project called The Side Shows, but just a legend in the music scene. And so, yeah, so that was a cool interview.
And a few things I took away from that, because I watched that. I loved Hanoi Rocks as well. You know, I loved Mike Monroe. I loved the band. But I didn't realize just how young they were. He was 16 years old when he was in that band.
Yeah.
You know, which is, Rick Allen of Def Leppard was 15 when he joined Def Leppard.
Right.
So, yeah, Sammy was only 16. And when he went for the first gig, I think he said something to his mom. He said, "I'm going to go play this show tonight." And he left, and he didn't come home for a month because it was really a tour. And he told his mom he was going to play a show, but he was really going on tour for a month. And she came home, and he's like, "Where were you?" I told you I was going to play a show, but so it's a great interview. He tells some great stuff, and he talks about when he got the offer to play with Jet Boy, who are obviously they're from Hollywood by way of the Bay Area. They're really a Bay Area band. San Francisco was the home to Jet Boy and Vane and some others, but at some point those bands had come down here. Jet Boy had kind of relocated, and what a lot of people don't know is that before Guns N' Roses, LA Guns, and Faster all kind of came to life, after Poison, Jet Boy was the next biggest band. Poison and Jet Boy were the two bigger bands, and Guns N' Roses and Faster and LA Guns were kind of bubbling under, and Tracy had formed a variation or 5 of LA Guns and Hollywood Rose and Hollywood this, and then at some point, a great way to learn about all this, which I learned a lot of it when I was here, but there was stuff I didn't know about. Vicky Hamilton's book, Appetite for Destruction, is amazing. There's so many things that you'll learn about. Kelly Nichols was originally in Faster Pussycat, but because of the accident, and he had to have multiple surgeries, then they bring in Eric Stacey. Obviously, guys from LA Guns were in Guns N' Roses, and guys from Guns N' Roses were in this, / audition for Poison, and there's just so many ways that these bands are all intertwined, and it's a great book and a great story. So check that out, and check out Anthony's video interview with Sam Yaffa.
And if you're a Hanoi Rocks fan, just FYI, I did do a video on the channel probably 7-8 months ago, and we talked about the hottest dudes in rock. And do you know who was my number one? It was Michael Monroe from Do you know who was my number two? Stevie Rachelle from Tough. and he's Stephanie's number one.
Mark Weiss is online.
Awesome.
Is he?
Shout out to Mark Weiss.
Awesome, Mark
and
Weiss.
his number 3 was Stanley from LSD.
That's right. Exactly. And then obviously you got to have Lemmy in there too, because no matter how he looked, that guy was a rock god.
Lemmy.
Okay. Lemmy.
Lemmy in the rainbow.
All right. And what is the last thing that you have going on the channel?
I did a little update because I remember seeing an interview that Karabi did probably a week or 10 days ago, and he was doing an interview talking about his solo record, A New Day record,
New Day.
which is great.
Yep.
It's got some great stuff in it. Great guys in the band. I know Jeremy and some of those guys. But I guess one of the questions was, what's going on with the Dead Daisies? And John said something like, I'm not really sure. I'm concentrating on this. And I had heard through the grapevine that they gave him the year off to do his solo record. So John basically said, I don't really know what's going up with them. And I think that was because the guys in the Dead Daisies did this one-off with Glenn Hughes called The Purple Daisies.
Yep.
And then they split. This was
Yep.
half Deep Purple songs and half Dead Daisy songs. And as people know, Glenn was the guy that replaced John after John was let go or departed the first time. Now John's come back because Glenn left. Well, then at some point, John did that interview. And then a couple days later, the Dead Daisies puts out a press release and says, John Karabi has left the band. We give him, our best. We wish him luck. And then John came out a couple days later and said, that's not what happened.
Right.
That's not even close to what happened. He never left the band.
Right.
So obviously there's a little dysfunction going on between the communication with those guys. And that was one of the stories where I basically put an article up with my good friend John Karabi, who I met the second day I moved here. I moved here on a Thursday. On Friday night, I went to the Troubadour. I saw Angora. I met John that night, and we've been friends ever since. And we usually text about football a lot. He's an
Right.
Eagles fan. I'm a Packers fan. But John's an awesome guy, and he recently did an interview with you as well.
He did a 3-hour interview with me, and when people are promoting albums, they're making the rounds, and I'm like,
It's usually 30 minutes, and they
right,
answer these
30
5
minutes.
questions and they cut it off.
I just want to talk about the album. You can maybe ask me a few questions about the history, but it's focused on the new album. John Karabi comes on, and 2 hours in, I'm like, we haven't even gotten to what you're doing now.
Right.
And he goes, do you want to do a part 2? And I was like, shit, yeah, I want to do a part 2. So it ended up being a 3-hour and 15-minute interview. And when a guy is willing to do that for you, that says a lot about him. So I'm a massive John Karabi fan. Okay, so that kind of catches you up on what's going on the Guru channel, on what's going on Metal Sludge. And I think we should get some people out here involved.
Does anybody have any questions here?
And if you get a question, you get something.
He's got a question over there.
Who has a question? Come on. What's your question? First of all, what's your... Yep, come up here. Come up here. There you go. First guy. What's your name and where are you from?
So I'm David. I'm from Burbank.
David from Burbank. And David came up and was so nice and introduced... Take whatever...
Take something out of the
some
pod.
dog tags
there's
or
dog
something.
tags. There's...
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Chaos stuff.
So what's your question?
So it's for both of you. So
Okay.
other than Sweet Savage and I guess Wildside, were there any bands from the scene that you remember that you thought they're gonna make it, but they never even got their moment? They never even got their nothing.
Okay, and you're John from Burbank.
David from Burbank.
David from Burbank.
David.
Drew called him Hair Metal Bob, so David from Burbank wearing a cool Motley Crue shirt.
Yes.
The first time I saw Sweet Savage, it was in Kerrang! Magazine. And I saw those first photos and I thought, wow, there's 4 Vince Neils in this band, because they all looked like, Vince in the Shout at the Devil era. And then I saw them out here. I thought they were great. Joey C. Jones was the singer. Rest in peace. Joey's no longer here. Chris, the guitarist, as most of you might know, or he was in a plane crash in the 90s. He learned to fly and he was trying aerobatics or something. And he crashed, but he lived, but he obviously is paralyzed. So he's in a wheelchair, but he still does gigs. He does guitar. He does motivational speaking. He goes and speaks to a lot of people that have had, limitations due to injuries, and he speaks to a lot of soldiers as well.
Yeah.
You know, and Chris was, as you remember, a great looking guy and tall and blonde, but he still has all that hair, and he still has that smile. He's still very go get life, you know. Chris is a great guy. I knew Lane, the whole band were all good guys. I thought they should have had something. Wildside obviously did get a deal. I thought Taz was great. You know, there was a lot. Brunette was a great band, but they ended up becoming Hardline. So there was a lot of bands on the strip, so many bands, but not everybody gets that, as Jizzy would call it, the golden ticket. So it's always a challenge, and I'm just grateful and thankful that Tough got a golden ticket, and I think that golden ticket has helped me sustain for, 3-4 decades now after the fact. But thank you for your question, and take some hair metal chaos stuff. Thank you so much, Burbank.
And I'll just throw out like some of those. I've talked Wildside forever, and so these guys got signed. I don't know. I'm not really an expert on the bands that didn't get signed, but a huge part of why I started my channel was to talk about these. You always give me shit about how much I know about McQueen Street.
I don't give you shit. I'm just giving you the shout out. So
Tough was a band that should have made it big, in my opinion. So there are so many, but when you think about how many? 499. Let's get it to 500.
Let's get it to 500.
500. Click. Damn you, you piece of shit. No, I'm just kidding. That is a record for the largest live audience that we have ever had. So 497.
Okay, we've got a question. Line up and come and get some.
Yep. And grab a thing. Grab a dog tag. Go ahead. What's your name and where are you from?
Man.
Yep.
I am Fletch.
Yep.
I
Fletch.
go by K&AC Fletch.
Okay.
Fletch, what's up? Where are you from again?
I live in Paris.
Okay.
Paris. Okay.
We're 500.
Okay.
Behind-
Hey! We did it. That's amazing.
So you talked about the gal from L7.
Yeah.
And I started talking to my buddy Alex about Betty Blowtorch.
Oh.
Betty Blowtorch,
And,
Bianca Butthole.
Yep.
And she doesn't get talked about much lately. Back when all that happened. With
Died in a car wreck. Was it in New Orleans or something
Yep.
like that?
Yep.
Yes.
So I just wondered what your knowledge and memories or any, if you knew her on the scene when they were around, and what you could speak to.
So and can I? Because I think we
ahead.
should maybe do this.
Go ahead.
Is the question is about Bianca Butthole from the band Betty Blowtorch? She tragically passed away. So Stevie, do you have any memories of her?
I do. So I saw them play the strip a few times. I thought they were great. And at some point with Metal Sludge, we were coordinating for an interview with her. Literally within the week or 2 week time frame that she was tragically killed in that car accident. She was, I think, maybe on tour or something, or was it in New Orleans or somewhere
New
like
Orleans.
that,
Yep.
Louisiana.
Yep.
And so we were actually had put questions together, and was somebody who's going to go to her show, and then she got in a car accident. She got in a car with some guy after a show, and he was a drunk driver, and he crashed and she died. So I never had a ton of interaction with her. I think I met her a few times, but it was very, very casual. Like it could have been here at the Rainbow or the Key Club or something. She was covered in tats. She was a good-looking gal, but a tough chick, cool chick. And her band was making a name for themselves. They had a really cool vibe, Betty Blowtorch, and she had a crazy cool stage name. And those were my interactions, even though there were few. But yeah, at that exact period in her life, we were in the process of coordinating with her to do an interview, and then she was killed tragically, and it's horrible.
Their music's awesome.
Yeah,
I have watched the documentary. It's called Betty Blowtorch and Her Amazing True Life Adventures.
Mm-hmm.
It's free on YouTube. It is amazing. There is so much footage that they put together, and they have an album called Are You Man Enough?
Yep.
And I have played the shit out of that. If you didn't know, I host a show, Hair Metal Mansion, on Rock 101 KLOL out of Hugh, Texas, every Saturday night from 6 to 8 p.m. Central Time. But anyway, we play Betty Blowtorch constantly. That documentary was amazing. And I was talking with Sharon Needles from that band
Great name.
about
Great stage
Sharon
name.
Needles about doing an interview. So I can't say when, but it is really my goal, and hopefully by in the next few months to get something with an original member of Betty Blowtorch.
Awesome. Thank you, Fletch, so much. Thank you for the question.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
521 people.
Wow.
Holy
We smashed
shit.
the 500 mark.
All right. That's I mean, seriously, that's amazing for bands to go out and play.
That's what somebody
To
said.
500 people is an amazing, for a lot of bands, that's an amazing crew.
Awesome.
And we have 500 people watching
What's your
us.
name, bro?
Edward, I brought your pen back.
What's up,
You got
Edward?
it.
Thank you very much.
Okay, was that the question? Well, thank
that
you for the
wasn't-
pen.
that
All right,
wasn't-
do you have a question?
More of a comment.
Okay, a
If
comment.
you don't mind.
Yeah.
Okay, so my name's Edward. I
Yep.
drove here from Las Vegas.
Okay.
And
Edward from
I'm
Vegas.
52 years old.
Okay.
I'm a teacher.
Okay.
Okay. Came across your channel through Carrie Stevens.
Okay. Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
so that was I watched.
Awesome.
I went through a divorce in October.
Yeah.
And I started watching the show, and it helped me out a big amount.
Wow.
Got me through some really tough days,
Yeah.
tough times.
Awesome.
Your show just keeps getting better and better and better. Like just
Wow.
the quality of guests you have on, the stories, fantastic. Man, I just had
Thank
I
you.
had to be here.
Man,
Thank you very much.
thank you.
We'll talk after.
And we'll,
You're fantastic.
thank you.
Thank you, sir,
my
very
pleasure.
much. All the way from Vegas. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you so much.
It blows. I kid. It blows me away. For somebody to say something like that, to think, man, I just sat in my chair to rank the Warrant albums July 9th of 2023, and for somebody to say that, that hits me right here. So thank you. Next question.
This is so cool to talk to you two guys. Like,
What's your name again, bro?
my name's John.
John.
From
John from the Valley.
And we're not
John from the Valley.
gonna put him on camera because this guy is jacked. Holy shit! And it's gonna make us look puny in comparison.
Not my man.
No, it's all just special effects.
Right, special.
Thank you, sir.
John, go ahead.
I just have a two-parter here.
Yep.
For Stevie, I'm such a huge fan of Tough. I love the Atlantic album, but I think Religious Fix, which is, I don't have Fist First, I have Religious Fix.
Right.
I think it's such a great album. I thought it was such a cool album. It was a darker sort of version of Tough. I really dug it. So,
Thank you so much. That was mostly recorded on Atlantic's money. They gave us money to start recording the second record with some demo. And at some point they dropped us, but they let us keep. Well, we kind of just said, okay, we'll see you later. And we kept the masters, and then obviously came Fist First, and then it evolved into Religious Fix because another label did sign us. As Fist First was an indie release from me, RLS. Then when we signed with a label, tweak the name, tweak the artwork, and then they gave us some more money to record a few more songs. As you know, there's a few more tracks on that. But dude, thank you so much for the shout out on Religious Fix and the first track too. And the second part?
So the second part, obviously it was a hard time in the later 90s for a lot of bands. A lot of bands changed their sound, and they kind of went alternative. Some people would say they went grunge. I don't know, Danger, Warrant, Svengali, Wide, Dokken, put albums that were a little left to center than what the audience was used to. In my opinion, I think Warrant's Ultraphobic is a great example of a band adapting to the time and doing an album that was somewhat alternative but still maintain the melodies. And Janie's songwriting is amazing. And this is for both of you. I mean, what do you think? What's Danger, Dawn?
This is the Warrant expert right here, and I will let Anthony. I'll defer that to Anthony.
There was a lot of those mid '90s albums did leave me kind of like, what did you do? I mean, even when I first listened to Ultraphobic, I thought...
Is that the one with Stronger Now on?
Yes.
Which is an amazing song. And that's
song.
miles away from being grunge. Just an amazing song.
And yes, and so I was let down. I was like, what did you guys do?
And was it Hole in My Wall as well?
No, that was Dog Eat Dog.
Okay, that was
Dog Eat Dog. But Ultraphobic, I grew to love, and I kind of forced myself because I was such a Warrant fan at that time. And if you're I'm trying to think of what are maybe the grunge influenced albums that is that what you're kind of asking?
Yeah, like Danger Danger Dawn, Wild Side self-titled, Svengali in Wire, even Asphalt Ballet, Pigs.
Wild Side self-titled record. I love it. I mean, it's a lot. It's very Stone Temple Pilots-esque, but no, I do love it. I think it's a great record. Obviously, Drew's a very good friend of mine.
Yeah.
And obviously, it was Drew and Mark and Jimmy, and then they had a guitarist named Bruce Draper, who was in Graveyard Train, who are also signed to Geffen. Bruce Draper has also since passed away, rest in peace. But like Drew had said, I think in an interview, and maybe Mark Simon did as well, he recently interviewed Mark Simon of Wildside. Bruce Draper was a totally different type of guitar player than Brent.
Right.
You know, they were at two different styles, and I think that helped. You know, and obviously we were all kind of forced in some way to kind of evolve a little bit. I mean, when we recorded God Bless This Mess and Dogs We Trust, Simon Says, Better Off Dead, Electric Church, Rattle My Bones, all of those were a little darker, but it was also a natural progression. I mean, when we recorded What Comes Around Goes Around, it was 1990. Most of those songs we had already written 2 or 3 years earlier, like 88, 89. You know, some of them maybe in early 90. Some songs came together in pre-production, like Ruckapit Bridge. That was just literally a couple of riffs that Todd and George had played. Turns out to be the lead track of the record. But, you know, we were, I guess all of us were influenced, hearing on the radio, whether it was Alice in Chains or Soundgarden. And a lot of bands from our era, a lot of them defer to Alice in Chains or Soundgarden, because those bands had more metal in them.
Yeah.
You could hear Black Sabbath in that. You could hear hard music. When you listen to Nirvana, as big as it was, and they were the biggest, Kurt's guitar playing was not impressing any guitar players.
Right.
You know, and even the mumbly kind of lyrics, that wasn't really a lot of singing going on to the level of what Chris Cornell could do. Also another rest in peace. And Lane Staley. But we also know that Lane Staley and the guys in Alice in Chains at one point were total glam fags, like all of us were, you know, with bleached hair and sparkly pants. But they kind of evolved and eventually became the, you know, the grunge band as opposed to the Sunset Strip kind of
stuff.
stuff.
They were like Alice in Chains with a Z at some point, like before they...
I think maybe their name kind of changed around a little bit. But.
I did ask you, though, when you guys did Better Off Dead, I said, were you concerned that the fan of What Comes Around Goes Around is going to go, oh, they're going grunge?
Well, I wasn't concerned with that. But I know that when we recorded that and then we played it for Jason Flom, at Atlantic Records, he literally stopped it after the first chorus and he said, so if we put this out, are we dealing with lawsuits when kids are killing themselves and they hear this on the radio? I'm better off dead. But at the same time, there was a lot of darker stuff. And like I thought, if that song was recorded by Ozzy or Alice Cooper or Alice in Chains, it would have probably been a little bit more accepted. But it was coming from Stevie Rachelle, the Bret Michaels looking guy, per se, or whatever you want to call me at that point. And everybody was like, okay, you know, it's a little darker, it's kind of eerie. But if we were damned if we do, we were damned if we don't. If we stayed with cowboy boots and I kept bleaching my hair and flipping my bangs around, it would be like, oh, they're still holding on to yesterday. And then if I dyed my hair darker and we played a little heavier and we're wearing Doc Martens, well, now we're just jumping on a bandwagon. So
yeah,
it's a no-win situation. But, you know, hey, like my lyric says in American Hair Band, Kurt Cobain is gone, but I'm back, and I'm still here, so...
Hell yes!
Happy to go
Hell yeah! Go ahead, take something. I don't know what you... Anybody else want to come up and get a question?
Here we go.
Here we go! Allison! Hey, how are you? How are you?
Look how sexy you look.
Oh
in
my
your
God, that
gear.
is the most rocking chick I have seen. Here, let's...
I gotta get on camera.
There she... Okay.
Say hi to Allison
All
from
right.
Metal Babe.
There you go. Allison, so, do you have a question? Did you just want to come on and look hot? Or,
I mean, I got some fishnets going
if
here.
you want to. That's all right.
I would love to. First of all, I am so happy you guys teamed up. Stevie, I've known forever.
Yes.
Anthony, it's been great seeing you guys team up.
Thank you.
Awesome.
I'm happy to be here. I run a rock and roll clothing line called
Yeah.
Metal Babe Mayhem.
Yep. Okay.
Yes.
Awesome. Yes, I knew that. I knew that.
And I made a special promo code just for you.
Okay.
It's called Metal Guru 15 for 15% off
Okay.
at
Awesome.
metalbabemayhem.com.
Okay. All right.
So-
And I
Awesome.
can tell you that there's a ton of guys and bands who all rock her stuff. So if you go to their site, you're going to see everybody. I mean, who's wore your stuff besides me, Allison? Give them a shout out. I know you got a lot of endorsees.
Thank you, Stevie. He's
Go
worn
for
all
it.
over the world. A lot of LA Guns and Armored Saint. Jeff Duncan from
Okay.
Armored Saint and Tracy Guns, obviously LA Guns.
Yep.
Danny Simon's a new one. We just got him. He goes by Simon Daniels now.
Right.
But,
Okay.
Danny
Right.
to me, but autographed
Okay.
Jailhouse. And yeah, I've seen him rocked all over the world. So.
Awesome.
Amazing. Amazing. Awesome.
Yes. And what are we talking about today? I just walked in.
We are just talking about everything, and we are just taking questions from people who might have a question about
Okay.
what's going on this week, about Tough or Metal Sludge, or about me or the channel. So, do you have anything you would like to ask?
I was listening to last Tuesday's right before I got here today.
Okay.
Right.
And we're talking about the final. And I feel like one of the guys talked about Slick Toxic. The third guy?
You mean Nicholas? Nicholas Walsh?
Yeah.
The singer. He's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. I guess let's since that was on my mind, let's do a Slick Toxic update.
Well, I will tell you this, that I just got an email from Nick Walsh, and he said he is a fan of this show.
Awesome.
And subscribes and watches. So Nick Walsh and I are going to do an interview here shortly. I don't know if we're going to schedule it, but that will happen.
And
so
he
you
can
will
still
get-
sing his ass off.
And he looks like
Awesome
he's
singer.
25 years old.
Yeah, he looks
It's
great and sings
ridiculous.
great.
So,
That's happy to hear. Yay.
okay, awesome.
Thank you,
Allison, thank you so much.
Allison, take a
Grab
couple.
something.
Hair Metal Chaos
Appreciate it.
And again,
What,
that's
I get a gift?
Yes.
go
yes,
to
take a gift.
metalbabemayhem.com.
Yeah.
And the password for the discount is
Metal Guru 15.
Metal
Okay.
Guru 15, Metal Babe Mayhem. I've also wore a ton of her stuff. You've probably seen me with some of the Lips shirts and
Okay.
different stuff. Tracy Guns, as she said, Jeff Duncan,
Awesome.
a bunch of guys. Allison's been hanging out. She's originally from St. Louis. I first met her when she came to a show as a 15-year-old fan in 1991, and
Wow.
we've been friends the
Yep.
whole time. She used to work at and help manage a music store in St. Louis that carried a bunch of our products. And at some point, she moved out here, and she's married to a guy named Grant who plays. He's awesome, and they're
Okay.
awesome people.
I love it. Cooter Brown.
I love you, Allison.
is the
You're
man.
awesome.
Oh, I love you, Stevie. It's happy to meet
Okay.
Anthony.
Okay.
All
All
right.
right.
Thank you. Thank
Give it
you.
up for Allison
All
Metal
right.
Babe.
All right. The Metal Babe. All right, what do we got next?
Doing.
Good. How are you? What's your name?
John from Beverly Hills.
What's up,
from
John from Beverly Hills? We got a
90210.
millionaire in the house.
Just down the, well, it's only a couple blocks, you know. I wanted to thank you, Anthony, so much for your service to the country.
Thank you.
That's fucking amazing. And your service to rock and roll all
Thank
these
you.
years. Like, you guys are awesome.
Thank you, man. I appreciate
I
it.
just moved here maybe 2 years ago, and I wanted to be closer to all the rock and roll stuff on
Right.
the strip, and I felt bad I missed out on everything in the late 80s and 90s, and
Yep.
I wanted to know, like, Stevie, what's your best memories of the strip and the rain, but, like, do you have anything that really sticks out?
I got a million memories, but I'm going to tell everybody a fun story about the rainbow, and it happened right here. Not in this booth. This is the Guns N' Roses booth, but this corner booth over here is considered the Slash booth.
Okay.
So I'm in Tough for a couple months. We're already getting big, and I'm on the cover of Rock City News, and I'm 21 years old, acting like a rock star, probably a little mouthy. And we went to see London at the Troubadour. Now, this is the famous band that Nikki Sixx was in, and Blackie Lawless, and all kinds of guys. Nader DePriest is the singer, and I think Lizzie Gray was in the band. So at some point, I made some snarky comments between songs, and Nader had heard it. So then one night, I'm in the Rainbow with my friends, with Michael Lean, and I was with Kelv Hellraiser, rest in peace, from Kerrang! Magazine and Metal Forces. Kelv used to do an update on all the Sunset Strip stuff. But me and Kelv and Michael were walking right through here, and Slash and Nader were sitting in this booth. And Nader saw me, and he stood up. Nader's about 6'3" or 6'5", and I wasn't the 210-pound Stevie Rachelle that I am today. I was a little bit more slight. But Nader grabbed me by my jacket, pulled me into the booth and said, sit down right here, Mr. Tough Guy. Slash is sitting there in sunglasses drinking a Jack and Coke, and Nader's like, you're talking shit about my band? Better watch your mouth, little Stevie. And he basically threatened my life right there. And at some point, he knew I was scared to death, and he basically said, now go hand out your flyers and beat it. So I walked away with my tail between my legs. And then over the years, though, me and Nader have become friends, and he's very cool to me. But he gave me a little tongue lashing, which I probably deserved.
Because you were talking shit about
I was, you know, so Nader pulled me into a booth right there next to Slash and grabbed me by my leather jacket and said, listen here, little Stevie Tough Guy. And made me feel about this big. And then I tattled my way out and went and handed out flyers, and I didn't talk shit about Nader DePriest anymore.
That's right.
So, all the respect, though. Me and Nader are all good. I love him. He's awesome. He's a total OG. You know, that dude's been on the scene forever. So there's my scene story from the Sunset Strip.
Awesome. Thank you.
Hey, man.
Appreciate
Thanks
it.
a lot.
Thank you.
I really
Dog
appreciate
tag.
it.
Thank you, sir.
You. Yeah. Anybody else?
Got somebody else here?
We're gonna see London.
What's up, Giancarlo? Get over
We're
here.
gonna see London and Odin in January at the Rainbow.
London
Awesome.
and Odin in January at the Rainbow.
Awesome. Oh, at the Whiskey.
At the Whiskey.
Okay, cool.
And I'll just throw this out here that I know the Whiskey at the end of December is doing a string of shows.
Crazy week.
Faster Pussycat, LA Guns, Pretty Boy Floyd.
Enough's Enough.
Enough's Enough.
There's like 4 or 5 nights in a row.
Yeah.
From like one weekend
White
through New Year's
Lion.
Eve. It's just like one night after another.
The Throbs, I love the Throbs.
Yeah.
So I am planning on coming back to LA for all of that stuff. So maybe we could do another live and do something.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it's going to be a crazy week.
Yeah. Giancarlo Floridia
What's up?
is here
Yes.
with a question.
Well, actually, it's
Or-
a plug the same night you're playing. It's before you go on at the Viper Room. You know Chad Stewart from Faster Pussycat?
Of course we know Chad.
I just got confirmation I'm going to be singing. We're doing a tribute to Janie, marking
Okay.
the 15th anniversary of his passing. I believe John's playing too. John Tora might be playing this week.
Yeah, they're playing that night.
So, but it's before you go on. So if you guys can make it before Tough, come. We're going to honor Janie. I'm going to sing with Chad and some guys.
Okay.
We're going to do a little tribute to him.
So before Tough goes on at the Viper
Right
Room,
across the street.
Chad Stewart from Faster, Giancarlo Floridia, who is a
Songwriters, worked with a bunch of people, signed with
Mob.
Frontiers, worked with
Lynch
Lynch
Mob.
Mob. Who else have you worked
Robin
with?
McCauley, Giant, Michael Sweet.
Robin McCauley,
James
Michael Sweet. You
Durbin.
guys know John Carlo. He's on social media.
So that's at the Viper Room before Tough goes on. So
come down.
okay, a
Check
lot
out
of cool
John.
stuff going
That's
on.
for you, John Carlo.
Oh, dude, thanks.
There you
man.
go.
Thanks, guys.
All right,
Keeping
man.
it real, guys.
All
right,
good.
man.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Carlos
All right.
and Vicky Cavazo are watching.
Ah, Carlos Cavazo
No
and Vicky.
way.
What's up, Carlos and Vicky?
Carlos.
Vicky
man.
has a cool clothing line called Bang Your Head. And of course, everybody knows who
Obviously.
her husband is, Carlos Cavazo, the legendary from Snow and Quiet Riot. Carlos is a great guy. Me and Stephanie have had dinner with him and his wife, Vicky. They're awesome people. And
Carlos,
shout out.
I'll just throw this out there. I would love to have you on the channel if you're up for doing an interview. Come on, tell your story however you want to tell it. I'll give you as
Awesome.
much time as you need. Huge fan. Thank you guys for watching. That is
Awesome.
kick ass.
Awesome.
That is awesome. Anybody else? Next question, Schneid's.
Nice.
Let's get
Schneid's in.
Let's get him in here. Let me move my fucking army.
You
back
can
here.
introduce him.
Schneid's is in the house, everybody. Let's hear it, Rainbow. Come on! Everybody out there, you guys should be going viral any moment now, right?
Yeah, we're working on it right
That's
now.
right.
So,
Anthony, pleasure.
So pleasure to remember. The first time I met him, he sent me a video and he didn't have his shirt on. I was a little weirded out, but now we've gotten to be really good friends. So you were in Exciter with Stevie, and then you came here and you had your own. Tell us the short version. Sorry to say,
That's
but
okay.
tell us about what you were doing on the strip. What band you were in.
I moved out here in '87. I auditioned for a band called Stagger Lee. I got the job. I'm a bass player. I'm still a player. I play all the time.
Okay.
Played with that band with my longest tenure. And that sort of fell apart. We did a 3-song demo, which I have available on my independent record label, Rock Room Records.
Okay.
So if you want to check that out. Played with them, and then that sort of fell apart. And then I formed a band with singer-songwriter Kirk Berry, rest in peace. We formed a band called Striptease. Stephen Crystal was in the band. Mike Giordano was in the band, who I believe knows Simon Daniels and was with Jailhouse for a while.
So, who are some of the bands you played with? What were some of the highlight shows you did on the Strip? Who'd you play with, hang out with back in the day?
One of the biggest bands that we hung out with was the Baby Dolls. We got to know the Baby Dolls really well. We had a bunch of headlining shows at Hollywood Live, and that's where we got to meet those guys. And I'm still in connection with the a few of those guys. So hopefully they're all doing well. And that was with Stagger Lee, and then eventually went on to Striptease, but that was short-lived.
Well, you did some shows with Young Guns.
Yep. We opened up for Young Guns at the record release at the Roxy, which was just phenomenal.
Young Guns, Who Becomes Wild Side, which you probably know.
Yep. But it was the greatest time in my life, and just knowing Steve, and it was just all of us just
Steve
wanted
Loxus.
Yeah, Steve
Get it right.
Loxus.
Get it right.
It was
Get it
Steve
right.
Loxus. Yeah, it was Stevie Loxus. But it was, just the greatest time,
And what are you doing now? Because you're doing some music now, right?
So I am doing some music now. I have a new release that's coming out. It's an EP, a 4-song EP. It's called Distorted Quartet.
Okay.
But there's 4 singles that are being released on it. The first one is out now. It's called Gluttony.
Okay.
I have a singer from Helsinki, Finland. His name is Valtteri. He's amazing. So make sure you check it out.
And you're based out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin now.
Milwaukee,
back
Wisconsin now. I'm back
Okay.
home. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I do have a question for everybody. So everybody has a collection. They collect all kinds of rock memorabilia, and they have everything. Mine is in my rock room. Okay. So I want to know, what would be like the holy grail that you have in your collection? If you had to show somebody said, show me the most important thing in your collection, what would that be?
Oh my gosh. Personally, so if you've seen my videos, you know that my house looks like a classic rock museum. All that stuff is just vintage old framed ads that I got from either like
your house looks like my garage.
It looks like your garage. So it's from old magazines, Metal Edge, Hit Parader, Billboard magazine, some from like Rock Scene, and what was the one that you guys were on the cover of?
Bam.
And Bam. Some of them are from Bam, and I wouldn't say this. Oh, thank you. I wouldn't say this just to kiss your ass, but I do have a flyer from the very first. The Tough show in '87 that you guys opened for Warrant.
Yeah.
Well, everyone knows I'm a massive Warrant fan, and I'm a massive Tough fan. And when I happened upon, I think that was in BAM, and found that flyer and there's color in it, I was like, holy shit! And to have something from Warrant from before they were signed,
right?
And then with you guys, and that, was that your first show?
That was my first show. I joined the band in July 11th. That show was, I believe, August 25th, maybe, or 22nd, something like that.
Right.
So about 6 weeks later. And, every club was a little different. The Roxy would have 5 bands. So there was a first slot band. We actually played second slot on that show. Third slot would be considered support. That was Paul Lancia and Billy DeVette's Paradise, as in the 2 dice, not the palm tree Paradise. Warren is the headliner at fourth slot, and then there's a cleanup band that would go on after. So that was our very first show, and flyered for about a month and a half before that. That was my first taste of walking around the Strip. And of course, when that was happening, and then within a few months, we were getting talked about in Kerrang and Metal Forces, and soon after, all my guys that I had played with in Exciter, like Schneids and Giordano, Jason, they were still back in Wisconsin. And when stuff started popping off, they're like, we're on our way, And so within a few months, they all moved out. Jason ends up joining Panther, which at some point, I think Jeff Scott Soto was in an early version of Panther, but he wasn't in the band at that time. He'd already went on to Yngwie and whatever else. Then Schneids comes out, starts auditioning for bands, and we were all part of the scene. For anybody that was here, all these bands, we were, I at some point started coining it that, we were the Sunset Strip Soldiers. And, a lot of guys got promoted, some guys didn't, some guys didn't make it. So, but there was a community there. And when you go to these events or you go to the Rainbow anniversary party and there's 1,500 people in the parking lot, you run into guys. Dude, you were in Creature. Dude, you were in Taz. Dude, you were, in Crystal and all these New Haven and all the bands. And there was absolutely a community, and you were part of that. And I say to anybody that I still run into, I'll be playing somewhere on the other side of the world, and some guy will come up to me and he goes, I used to be on the Strip in '88. I was in a band. We played Gazzari's a couple times, but we start, sharing those little memories, and that's just part. It's like being in college, and you were at a frat house party, and at one point you shared a beer or ran into somebody, or maybe you had a run in. We had a flyer war with Taz that almost turned into fisticuffs at 2 a.m. So Schneids was part of that with a couple different bands for several years. Came out from Wisconsin, walked the Sunset Strip. Let's give it up for Mike Schneider.
If I could answer my question.
Yep, go for it.
And I think Anthony will get a kick out of this.
Sure.
So I'm also the maker of the book, The Flyers of the Sunset Strip.
Yep, awesome.
There's a lot of them out there. And by chance, I was able to trade a guy. I have in my rock room the platinum album for Dirty Rotten Stinking Rich by Warrant that is presented to Michelle Robinson. Do you know who Michelle Robinson
Michelle
is?
Robinson? No, I don't.
That's Janie's sister.
Oh.
It's Michelle and Bo Robinson.
Wow.
So I was able to trade one of my books for that platinum album, and I have it in my rock room.
That's amazing.
Yes. I'll have to show it to you sometime.
So then I will answer this. The most prized possession I have is our Exciter backdrop, which is in the garage, and I showed it to Schneids yesterday.
Yes.
Who he hasn't seen it in 40 years, and I'm going to send it to him. I'm going to mail it to him.
Hey, thank you, everybody.
Yes.
Rock on, all
Give
right?
it up for Schneids from Exciter.
Rock on.
Schneids.
Yes.
Somebody said that Anthony and Mike look alike.
What? Really?
Somebody just said that.
Twin girls.
He's a good-looking guy. What can I say?
He looks like Anthony with hair.
Yeah.
My buddy Jeff
Let's
Allen.
not talk about it. I don't want to talk about it.
Jeff Allen.
But and just speaking about community, like when you go to a football game and your favorite team's playing, and when you see people wearing
the jersey of the team,
and you're like, that you're gonna be friends. You're gonna like that guy. With this music, when I go somewhere and I see somebody wearing a Poison,
you
or
could be
a
in the
Guns N'
grocery
Roses
store.
shirt,
You could be grocery shopping on a Saturday afternoon, and a guy's wearing a Warrant shirt. You're like, bro,
what's
up?
We are now
and
best
immediately
friends.
there's a connection.
Yes.
Where'd you see him? When did you?
Exactly. Exactly.
And same thing happens for me. I'm not as much with skating or with music, because I see that and I give them the love. But if I see a guy with a skate shirt on, or pictures on the internet. I'm friends with guys that were skaters back in the day, and they have their old pictures of their old ramps and old pads. And there's the same kind of camaraderie with skaters, old school skaters and old school rock and roll guys. So who's an old school rock and roll fan at the Rainbow?
I am. All right, let's. And
we got 30 minutes left live.
30
minutes.
minutes.
We're gonna hang out with you guys and have some pizza.
And we have over 500 people in this show, and we're gonna get to a couple of these questions. Nate Dog, or is it Nate Dog Goo? Something's gooey with this dog here. Okay, Guru sent you a message. Hope I didn't freeze here. I was at the same show as you in 1996. Warren Vince Neil at the Iron Horse. Afghan vet from Minneapolis. Oh, it's okay. You can do it again. It's all right. I'm getting something besides jelly. All right here. Hey, where's the restroom? Okay, just kidding. All right. So Nate Dogg was at a show. He's an Afghan vet from Minneapolis. Awesome. And I think that was one of the shows where I got pulled up on stage. Maybe that was the show where I got dragged backstage. Anyway, thank you for the super chat, and thank you for your service, Nate. And awesome. Here we go. We got Jeff McPeak says you did it. Jeff is always in here leaving super chats. Very supportive guy. Thank you so much. I'm going to kind of go through these kind of quick. Hobo Raider, 19 years sober myself. Solidarity. Amen. It's not easy to do. Best thing I ever did. Besides starting Hair Metal Chaos live with you.
Yeah.
With you. Let's see what we got. Absolutely. Donnie is back. Donnie 190 Grain Ratliff. 190 Grain is my old band I sang for. Just to clear that shit up. Google it. Blabbermouth. 190 Grain. Thank you, and I will check that band out. I got to write that down. Let's get through a couple more. Richard Poole, hey boys, sending positive vibes from the UK. It still blows me away that people in other countries are either staying up or getting up early to watch two bald fucks talk about this stuff.
Wait, you're doing this with the guy from the Smashing Pumpkins? Where are you guys from? Everybody in the comments. Let's see what countries, what cities, what states. Bring it in. Bring it all in. We want to know where you're calling in from.
And is there anybody else from North Dakota in here? I hate to, but like I got recognized by one of the TSA agents this morning.
Really?
In Fargo. Nice. He's like, dude, I love the channel. I'm like, holy shit, it's like 4 a.m. And here I am. I got recognized.
Wait, are you sure it wasn't Jeremy that recognized you?
No, shit. We took a picture with a guy anyway. I actually fanboy when I get recognized. I'm like, can I take a picture with you? Like, you actually know who I am?
Tell people
like,
you know me.
That's wild shit. Here we got a couple more. We're going to get through these, and then we'll get back to talking to the people out here. Nissa Keith, I think that means that he or she is a member. Thank you for being a member.
Awesome.
Some of these things are, I'm not sure what these all are. Ash's Antics, 10 gems. I don't know what that means. Are these donations? They must be. Ash's, who is a good buddy of mine. I appeared on his channel, so thank you. I wish I knew what these meant.
The blue things? What are those?
These silver star things? I honestly don't know. Awesome. But they are showing up.
We're still kind of learning this whole system, you know?
Totally.
And this is our first live with an audience. We've never done this like this.
Yes.
So pardon the hiccups early.
Yes.
You know, we're still learning here. We're in the freshman class.
And man, we're still kicking over 500 people. That's
awesome.
Amazing. Chicken Snake says, Stevie, Allison Rose is a girl from Utah, friends with Henrik from Dirty Looks. I worship Dirty Looks. She wrote a book called We Got Tonight. So that's who Allison Rose. So it wasn't Allison Krauss.
Okay, so and a shout out to Henrik from Dirty Looks, who passed away some years ago.
Yes, 2011, I think.
I can say, I'll tell you a fun little story. It's kind of a little funny story. So we play this festival thing in Salt Lake City, where this woman's from. It's like Wild Side. I think maybe Great White was on it. Dirty Looks, Tough, Joey C. Jones and the Glory Hounds. And Dirty Looks was doing their sound check, and they kept going. They kept going and kept going. And at some point, we told them, hey, we got to wrap it up. There's other bands. And they were kind of being jerks. And at some point, Henrik was kind of being a jerk. So I pulled one of my Stevie Rachelles, and I got up in front of him and basically told him, your sound check is over. Take your shit off the stage. It's done. And their sound check ended. And then the next band went up. So I've had to do that a few times, but me and Henrik had a little thing. Then years later, when I was touring with Veins of Jenna, who I was managing, the Swedish band, and I was also their tour manager and their merchandiser and everything else, including their stepdad, we played in Erie, Pennsylvania at a club called Sherlock's. That's where Henrik is from. He was there. He was at the bar at soundcheck drinking, and I walked past him, and he looked at me, and I said, hey, you're the guy from Dirty Looks. He's like, yeah, this is my hometown. I said, hey, dude, what's up? So I shook his hand. We made up. It was cool.
Okay.
He wanted to see the Veins of Jenna guys, you know, and they were obviously buzzing big at that time. But me and Henrik did get a chance to squash our beef. We shook hands. Good man. And he's passed away. I think he had cancer or something, some kind of
I think
illness.
I think it was related to alcohol use, unfortunately. But
he had he went out early. So rest in peace to Dirty Looks, singer Henrik, and that band has had a second life with Jason McMaster,
Yep.
who's fronted the band, and Jason is a gem of a human.
Totally.
You know, as you know,
Totally.
he's not only singing for Dirty Looks, he's filled in for Accept.
Yep.
He's filled in for who else? There's like two or Armored Saint. I think he filled
Armored
in for John
Saint.
Bush.
And he's got all these other side projects. The guy is a music.
Jason is an OG. He's
Totally.
a Texas legend and could be the Austin mayor.
Yeah.
He is an OG.
Right.
So shout out to Jason McMaster.
Totally.
And rest in peace to Henrik from Dirty Looks.
And Jason McMaster is one of those guys, you're like, when you talk to him, he sounds like he invented Scrabble. Like, he's so well spoken and
Yeah.
shit. And you're like, holy balls. Like,
Great
you know,
guy.
yeah, awesome guy. All right, 88 Vandal, my good buddy. Thank you for the super chat. Let's get through a couple more of these because we want to get back to talking to the audience.
Yep.
Hey, Jordan Skoll wants to know, is the pizza good at the Rainbow? Is the pizza good at the Rainbow? Oh my God.
Can't hear you. Is the pizza good at the Rainbow?
Oh, dude, thank you. Thank you. Yep, you said it right there. And the coffee. And Jordan also said, and where's the Coke? I'm assuming he's talking about the soda, but who knows? Do you have any Coke? Anybody got any Coke in here? Just kidding. All right, let's keep moving on. And we got George Scarvellis is here every week.
What's up, George?
Sending love from Sydney, Australia. Hey, George, tell ACDC I said hi. He said he loves the show. Looking forward to Gatlinburg. And man, come to Gatlinburg, come to Monsters of Rock Cruise, come to all this stuff. It's going to be amazing. I can't wait.
Shout out to Silverchair as well.
Huh?
Remember Silverchair?
Silverchair?
Yeah, you know
The band?
The band, Australian.
Yeah, yeah.
They
yeah.
were great.
Yeah.
And they were like young too,
Young
when they
kids.
like 16, 17.
He looked just like Kurt Cobain,
was
that
great,
singer.
though.
Totally.
Great.
All right. And we got L3 from ND watching live from Fargo, my hometown. Holy shit. Very cool. Proudly wearing my new Tough t-shirt I recently bought from Metal Sludge. Keep up the great work, guys. Hey, hopefully we've met. If not, let's meet because that is awesome. Thank you so much.
So let's do this. This guy just bought a shirt. Did you get anything extra with it?
Did you get anything extra with it there?
I'm going to say this for everybody that's watching. I always pimp it out, and you know, you could pick. Buy any shirt from the Metal Sludge store or any vinyl, and you could have either a copy of What Comes Around Goes Around or the Wild Side Wasted Years. Everybody loves that CD. Or you could pick one of my solo CDs. Order anything this week. Just make a little note in the comments. Hey, I saw you on the Guru. Send me my free shit. This is what I wanted.
Hell yeah.
What Comes Around Goes Around, or Wild Side, or Stevie James, Veins of Jenna. There's a lot to choose from. I've got 100 titles on there. Thank you for supporting, and thank you, Fargo. Thanks, George.
Totally.
No, George was from Australia. This guy is
from Fargo, L3.
L3, thank you so much, sir.
And Kevin Minton says, best damn channel on YouTube.
Awesome.
Wow. Thank you. Amazing. Wow. And here, let's get through a couple more. Skank Neurotic. Thanks so much for the shout out to Jennifer Finch. Rest in peace. Thank you so much. That's so cool of you. What do we got next? And Lady SRM, 250 gems. I still don't know what that means, but I think it's good. So thank you so much. Let's move on to Adam Jason Live. Thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Moving on to Jay Jesmer. Guys, give a shout out to Jason Pichet. He's organizing a trip to Saratoga Springs to see the Crew, Tesla, and Extreme next Wednesday at the SPAC. We'll be sure to give a review. Hey, go see Motley Crue. Go see Tesla.
Is that, Florida?
Saratoga Springs. That must be Florida.
Is it Florida?
So Jason Pichet, shout out to you. And thank you for that super chat. And let's move on to, what do we got next? Adam Jason Live. Any update in QR contacting John? No. John Tora, Quiet Riot?
You know, I've been messaging with John Tora.
Yep.
And as of a couple days ago, he had not heard anything from them.
I heard you were trying out. Somebody legitimately asked me.
No.
You don't have any secrets, do you?
No, no. I couldn't sing that.
Yeah.
I couldn't sing that if I tried. I will say this. I've spoke to I spoke to some people on the inside of the camp. They're going to do what they're going to do. I'll hold my tongue because I can't tell everything.
Yep.
But at some point, Quiet Riot will do what they're going to do.
Yep.
And I say to John, and I've told this him directly, whatever happens, happens. But the point of the matter is this: John Torra is on the map.
Totally.
And it wasn't just like, hey, the guy from Metal Sludge and the Hair Metal Guru thinks this guy is great, and a bunch of his friends plugged it. We put it out there, but Todd Latour of Queensryche, Vinny Appice, Ricky Rocket, Tracy Guns. I mean, there's a list. Nate Peck of Firehouse, Brett Carlisle of Great White, also young singers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Brett Carlisle's in his 20s. He's playing with Mark Kendall, who's what,
Great
70?
White? Yeah.
Nate Peck is in his 20s, I think, and he's playing
Firehouse.
with some of the Firehouse guys. They're in the 60 Club as well. So having a 20-something-year-old in the band is not always a bad idea.
I saw Firehouse with Nate Peck, and he fucking ruled. It was amazing.
Yeah. So, but John's on the map, and whatever he does going forward, he's got a lot of friends, he's got a lot of supporters, and he's going to be always known as that guy that auditioned for Quiet Riot on the internet, and everyone went, who? What the hell?
Yep. That's what I did.
So, shout out to John Torra. Just keep doing your thing, dude.
Yep, absolutely. John Torra. Nissa Keith says, huge fan of the channel and all you guys do. Stevie, do we have any plans for Chaos or Guru merch? Well, you can.
Absolutely.
We do.
So we have some miscellaneous stuff that we've given away here. We're going to give it away to anybody that wants. We have some dog tags and some bracelets and patches and different things. This is all through Jason Mute of Laser on Engrave. And you guys have seen me share it. There's going to be an interview at some point with Jason, which is also, Jason's been in some cool bands as well, and some stuff that you guys might know. He's from the Midwest, from the Chicago area. But at some point, there's going to be some Hair Metal Chaos merchandise that we're going to supply, and also some Hair Metal Guru stuff. But we're doing it right, and when we launch it, you're going to know. We're going to have a store, and it's not just going to be one shirt or one sticker. It's going to be a whole bunch of stuff. At some point, when the time is right, we will launch it. So
absolutely, it is coming.
Yes.
Look at this.
Hey guys, Nadir just said he's here at the Rainbow Bar and Grill, and he put the flyer up for the show in January.
Nadir?
Yeah.
No shit.
Awesome.
All right. Rob Jones says, looking handsome there, Rachelle. Grab yourself a couple pizzas for the festivities from me and the KNAC crew.
So Rob Jones, at some point, did some tour managing for Tough. Rob Jones is also the guy who shot the photos on Look What the Cat Dragged
No
In.
shit.
That's Rob Jones. And then at some point, Rob was part of the scene for many years, and then he acquired the KNAC brand after it went off the air.
Wow.
Rob Jones was part of the group that launched KNAC.com.
Okay.
Before Sludge.
Yeah.
Sludge came out in September of 98, and we were one of the first ones on the internet, but KNAC.com was a little bit ahead of that. That's Rob Jones. Rob, shout out to you. Love you, buddy. So yeah, Rob Jones has got a whole history with a lot of these bands. He worked with all kinds of guys and was friends with everybody. The who's who, that's who Rob Jones is. He's a good guy. So yeah, he's the guy that took those photos on the Look at the Cat Dragged In photo, album cover, which, like you said, when I first got it, I was sure that two of them were girls. I thought it was like a half a Vixen and a half a Poison. I thought Cece and Ricky were chicks.
I thought Cece was the hot one in the band. I mean,
and you know Cece likes to be the hot one in the band.
That's right. I mean, I was bringing that cassette cover to my bedroom every night for like 3 months, and then I found out they were boys.
Does anybody follow?
And then I did it for like another month. It's okay.
Does anybody follow Cece on Instagram? Okay, you ever follow his son?
Yeah, I'm friends with Valen.
Valen is unbelievable. Cece's got a kid, a son, Valen DeVille. He plays drums in a punk band. If you think Cece had crazy energy, like you know how Cece is, and he did more coke than all of Scarface combined. If you think Cece was crazy full of energy, go see his son. His son is his dad on steroids times 10. Like he's
the band's called Laced.
Yeah, Laced and the Fins.
Yeah, the Fins.
Yeah. So follow Valen DeVille on Instagram. It's Cece DeVille's kid, and he's I don't know if he can go to sleep. I mean, that kid is just like he's like just a monster. He's full speed ahead, and I know CC is so proud.
Yeah.
He's so proud of that kid.
That's awesome.
We're doing a secret, not anymore, recording. I'm going to the studio with him in 2 weeks. We're doing a Poison thing with him playing drums on his dad's
Okay.
song.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Follow Valen DeVille on Instagram.
The Metal Goddess, who is my friend on Twitter, says, Anthony, how are you? Jeez, are you serious? How are you able to get anything done with all your groupies throwing themselves at you all the time? This show is amazing. The main groupie is Charlie. She does get jealous.
We don't do groupies anymore.
We don't do groupies anymore. That's right.
It's 2026.
I've turned the corner. Okay. I've turned the corner. The Metal Goddess, she is hot. If she was one of my groupies, I'd be down. But I will say I went to Nebraska and hung out with a girl the other day, and it was pretty epic. So hey, let's just leave it right there, because who knows what's going to happen with that. But anyway,
Charlie.
It was awesome. Okay, that one mortgage guy. I had dinner with Nuno Betancourt and Tom Morello at the Rainbow on Valentine's Day. Nuno and Tom are both super cool. Great show tonight, by the way. Thank you so much. Very cool to get to hang out with Nuno and Tom Morello at the Rainbow. Badass.
Awesome.
So thank you.
10 minutes. We got 10 more minutes, and we're
10
going to cut it at 7 o'clock. We're going to eat some food. So 10 minutes left on the live. Hey, for everybody that came down today and all of you logged on today, this has been amazing. It's our first live.
Yes.
Sorry again that we kind of had a few hiccups. Anthony screwed everything up. Mine's working
Fucked it
okay,
up. Sorry about that.
but it's great. A few announcements. Tomorrow is a big day for Tough because we're going to rehearse. Thursday night, Tough is going to be at the Whiskey A Go Go with Foxy Rocks, American Jet Set, and there's 3 or 4 others. It's going to be a great night. Come on down. Some of my friends are going to be there. I won't say who they all are, but Wildside will probably be there. So if you like the guys from Wildside, come and say hi. Some other friends are coming. That's Thursday night. Friday, we're doing a special VIP event, and if you're from out of town and you really want to go, you got to contact us. We were originally supposed to play with Slaughter and Quiet Riot on Friday, the 24th, at the Grove of Anaheim, but a couple of weeks ago, they pushed the show back due to some scheduling issues with the other bands. They moved it to October. They came to me and said, hey, we have 3 options. Quiet Riot and Slaughter couldn't do the first 2, but they took the third. The third option is October 17th, which is when they're going to do the show, but we can't do it because I'm going to be in Brazil. I'll be playing in Sao Paulo with Lorraine Lewis and Tony West from Blacklist Union. I'll be in Brazil for a couple weeks. I got 4 or 5 shows. I'm playing Rio de Janeiro for the first time and Sorocaba for the first time. I'll be in Sao Paulo for like the 8th time, and Curitiba as well. But Friday night, we're going to do a special VIP event. We're only selling 40 tickets, and we've sold over 20 already. Plus, we have a few of our friends coming. It's going to be a really cool private VIP showcase, and there's pizza, soda, water, the Guru, and the whole deal. So if you want to come on Friday, it's a special event. You got to reach out to me directly, and I'll tell you some details. Of course, it's going to cost you a couple bucks. But then after our show on Thursday night, if you want to go over to the Viper Room, Tommy London's $5 show is happening. John Tora, the Quiet Riot Phenom, and his band Fire and Ice will be there, and some other bands and some other cool stuff. And then the whole weekend's got a bunch of stuff. So if you're in LA, but those are our announcements. Next week we'll be back to the same Guru channel. I'll be in my little abode and he'll be in his. But today's been the first ever live. Thank you to the Rainbow. Thank you to Big Mike and everybody, Jake at the Whiskey, for having us. Thank you for all of you for coming down. Thank you so much.
Stevie, please send Katie.
And Katie.
Katie, thank
and
you.
all the girls and all the waitresses, everybody.
So we have all that coming on. I want to get through these last couple things. Okay. 88 Vandal, wow, super chat. Thank you. I'm gonna breeze through these guys, but please know how much it means that you are donating and helping the channel out, helping me and Stevie out. Perth, Australia there's a lot of Australians here. Holy shit. Well, throw another shrimp on the Barbie for me there, Jamie Kane. And what else do we got here? I'm gonna these coin ones, I'm not really sure what those are, so I'm gonna kind of breeze past this. And then we got the Dillinger Compound. Have you been in Lemmy's Lounge at the Rainbow? I have been, and I will be shortly because I need to get some pictures taken.
And some pizza.
And maybe some pizza. I just had a coffee because I'm kind of a speed freak, so I need to speed up here a little bit. We are getting to the end. I do want to, I have a present for Stephanie. So Stephanie, you have to come over here. So Stevie's girlfriend, Stephanie, ever since we started this, she's always been so, like, supportive. There's been times where after Hair Metal Chaos Live, she calls me before Stevie and is like, you are doing awesome. You guys are the best together, you know, because when you first start, we're like, is it going okay? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, you've been so awesome and it's so great to meet you. And so I'm going to open it for you, but a Hair Metal Guru tumbler that is made by Jason Mute. So anyway, I wanted you to have that. Thank you so much. You're the best. You're the best. So if you want to cover for that, you can take that. But she is awesome. So we have a few minutes left, and I think we still have other stuff here that I think we're going to want to give away.
Yeah, we have some dog tags. We have some little bracelets, patches, a few things over here. Schneids. $5. $5.
Is there anybody who wants to get in a last question or a comment before we start wrapping it up? We got about 5 minutes left. Is there any? And if not, no worries, because we'll finish her up.
Everybody out there in
Jeremy, get over here.
Everybody that's been logging on for the last 10 weeks. Thank you so much. Jeremy's coming in. Let's get this out of the way.
Yep.
Let's give him a little love.
So Jeremy, my teacher, teaches in North Dakota, and you were up for like Teacher of the Year, and you're
top 5 finalists, believe it or
not. Top 5 finalists.
Yeah, paid the right people. So thank you.
Teacher of the Year, and this is I'm gonna tell you what Jeremy is like. Number one, he's a really good dresser. Nice shirt, Jeremy.
Yeah.
This morning we're at the Fargo airport, and some guy who's ahead of us in line, but you know how the line snakes around? Well, he's way ahead of us, but we end up beside each other. He's like, oh my gosh, I realized that I didn't give the rental company my car keys back. And you can tell he's like kind of panicked. He's way, and Jeremy doesn't even, he's like, I'll take him back for you. And the guy's like, really? And I'm like, I look at Jeremy, I go, really?
Yeah, and you were more surprised than he was.
And so he's like, yeah. So the guy gives him his keys. Jeremy just takes off, doesn't even say anything, just goes to, and the guy looks at me, and apparently he's from New York, and he goes, that would never happen in New York. And that is the kind of guy Jeremy is. So he comes and does videos on the channel all the time, but he's really just become a great friend. So this trip doesn't happen if I don't think if I have to do it by myself. So Jeremy, it's been awesome getting to know you.
Thank you, buddy.
And thanks for coming
Stevie.
down.
Thank you,
Jeremy.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you very much.
So
this has been a dream come true, you guys, to be here at the legendary Rainbow. Getting to see all the comments, you guys. You got the highest numbers you've ever received, and you deserve it. We're only going to see those go up in the next weeks. I know.
And we'll keep everything under wraps for right now. But in the next few days, you guys are probably going to be running into a whole bunch of guys that used to read about in Metal Edge, and now you're hanging out with them.
Right.
And I'm not talking about me either. So I'm stoked that you guys are going to have some good fun the next few days.
We appreciate it.
Jeremy, thank you again for everything.
Give it up for Jeremy.
Thank you, buddy.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody.
And it's true. There've been some people that I told this story before, but there was a day where I had to text like Patrick and all the guys on the round table. I'm like, look, I took a screenshot of my phone, and I go, look who called me, all in one night. Stevie Rachelle from Tough, Bobby Blotzer from Rat, Michael Kelly Smith from Brittany Fox. And so I don't want to say that to brag. I want to say that because this channel and all of you people that support it, you have legitimately made my rock and roll dreams come true. Doing all of this as you know what? I was in the military, but this is what I do now, and I'll never be able to thank you guys enough for making it happen. So thank you.
Love you guys.
Awesome.
So what do we got? We are narrowing it down. So let's reiterate. Tomorrow we're going to be at a Tough. You guys actually are going to rehearse.
Yeah, we're going to rehearse.
Okay. Is Todd Chase in town?
Todd Chase is in town. Michael Lean. So it's 3 of the 4 OGs, myself, Chase, and Lean, and we're using the amazing Ohio badass Dougie Manross on
Dougie,
guitar.
get over here,
Dougie, get over here.
Dougie Manross.
I'll tell you, this is Dougie Manross.
What's up?
27 years old from Cleveland, Ohio. They can hear my voice. We need to see Dougie.
Yeah.
So what happened is Billy Morris has been playing guitar with us forever, and about 15 years ago, he's like, yeah, there's this little kid I teach. He just is a ripping badass. He was like 12 years old at the time. Then a couple years later, we're going to Ohio to play, and Billy says, Dougie's going to get up and play tonight. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, dude, he's got it down. Call him up for Good Guys Wear Black. So when Dougie was 15, he got up on stage with us, started playing Good Guys, and we've made friends over the years. He obviously got noticed. He's played and toured with Tim the Ripper Owens.
Yep.
When Blotzer was going to put one of his projects together, Blotzer called him. He flew out to Los Angeles. He's played with us a bunch of times. He's played with a ton of people in Ohio. This guy is a monster guitar player. Dougie, you are the man. And he's Billy's sub. Billy always makes fun and says, yeah, I give when the starter can't do it, I give it to my backup. I said, yeah, that's what Drew Bledsoe said. And he handed the ball to Tom Brady.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
Dougie's going to be our guitarist this weekend. He's done a few tours with us in other parts of the Midwest, and he always kills it, and everybody's impressed. And obviously, if you're getting gigs with Tim Ripper Owens and guys like that, you know the guy can shred. So let's give it up for
Somebody
Dougie.
just quoted that you're a badass, Dougie.
Yeah.
You're a badass.
All right. Thank you.
So give us a couple words, Dougie. You're at the Sunset Strip, first time at the Rainbow.
First time at the Rainbow, I just had a burger, and it was amazing. The onion rings were amazing. This place is incredible. This is my first Sunset Strip experience.
Awesome.
Can't wait to
Awesome.
watch you play, Dougie.
Thank you, man.
Thursday night.
It's awesome to have you here.
Thank you, Dougie.
So, Tough is going to rehearse tomorrow. Just to reiterate, Thursday, we will be at the Whiskey. Tough, American Jet Set, Foxy Rocks. Who else is playing that night?
I can't think of all the bands, but there's
Yeah.
about 6 or 7 bands.
6 or
It's gonna
7
be a
bands.
full night.
So we'll be at the Whiskey. Then some of us are going to head over to the Viper Room to see Tommy London, Fire and Ice, John Torres Band. Friday night, private party. Tough. Contact Stevie Rachelle, or you can reach out to me and I'll talk to
Guru.
Stevie. And you can so you need an invite to come to that show. Come and hang out with us. We're going to be going to Amoeba. Me and Jeremy are going to do all the Rockstar tourist shit that we can do. I don't know what we'll get Stevie out to. He's got a busy week going on. But I want to, before we finish it up, thank you so much to the Rainbow Bar and Grill for having us here tonight. And I'll throw out this last super chat, and then we're going to wrap it up. Cheers to the Hair Metal Chaos show. Carrie Lee, thank you so much. Man, it is a dream come true to be here at the Rainbow, to be here in Los Angeles, hanging out with you. Like I said, you've just become like one of my best friends.
Your
man.
big
So-
bald brother.
Your big bald brother. So it's an honor to be here. We hope to see you guys out at all the events this week. And man, let's keep rock and roll alive. That's what it's all about. Hey, go in the comments. You'll see the link to the Metal Sludge store. You'll see the link to my Spotify. Subscribe, do all that stuff. Support Stevie Rachelle. Support this music.
Donation link for Charlie's next box of dog biscuits. It's right there. Send it to Anthony.
All right, you guys. Hey, until next week's show, my name is Anthony, but they call me the Guru. You take care of yourselves.
Okay, I gotta stand up and give a cramp.
Is it menstrual?
Yes.